How you want to do
it? It's only us, right? It's only us because Ryan, the Renegade, said he couldn't make it tonight.
Okay.
All right. So, my bad. What is good, everybody? It's your boy Randy Anderson here with another episode of the Average Guy Podcast. I think it's episode 68. Yeah, episode 68 of the Average Guy Podcast. And you know how we usually do. But first off, let me introduce my co-host Corey.
What's happening, y'all?
All right. So now let's get to thanking people real quick for showing support to the podcast. Top countries: United States with 35, appreciate it. Colombia with 1, hey, appreciate it. The cocaine Cowboys. Egypt with 1, appreciate it. Thank you very much. Top city: Jefferson City, Missouri with 6. Indianapolis in Montaigne View, CA. So I want to thank all y'all. You know what I'm saying? Just let y'all know y'all appreciate it. And y'all can always send emails and stuff like that, and let me know, or Corey know, or Lauren know if you guys have downloaded the episode and you guys listen. You know what I'm saying? We'll shout y'all out on social media. But yeah, man, I'm letting Corey take A mic tonight. Go ahead, take it. Go ahead, take the A mic, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna run the A mic tonight. The agitator, the dream killer is in the building. Let's get it underway.
All right. So you guys know how we do. We talk sports, hot topics, get it off your chest. And if we have questions, which unfortunately we haven't had in the last couple of weeks, but yeah, we'll get to those. But all right, go ahead, Corey.
All right. My screen right. All right. So yeah, man, gonna get it started, man. Start with the sports. Our first topic is we got Kevin Durant and CJ McCollum. We'll go to the NBA. We'll deal with Kevin Durant and CJ McCollum. Apparently they're good friends. Kevin Durant was on his podcast. I think he had a podcast called The Pull Up or something like that. And they have kind of a friendly kind of way of speaking to each other. But McCollum had some words to say about Kevin Durant's move to Golden State. Were you able to catch up on that, Randy?
No. Was it on the podcast or was it? I seen the Twitter. I seen what happened on Twitter. Right. I didn't know if he did it on the podcast though.
Well, I know they were telling some jokes on the podcast, but the actual statement that made Durant want to respond was on Twitter. So it was on Twitter. It was CJ McCollum. So I don't know if the B word or anything was used previously, because it looked somebody named Barstool Big Cat said, "Hey, CJ McCollum, permission to start using the B word again for KD." And McCollum's reply was, "I still think the B word is harsh. It shouldn't be used, but he know that decision. He knows that decision was soft, and I respect it." And he's saying, and what McCollum's about to say, he used the same analogy that I used when this first happened. It's like getting jumped with your brothers by a gang. You should have beat them. It's like getting jumped with your brothers by a gang you should have beat. Mm-hmm. Then joining the gang that jumped you and your brothers 2 months later and forgetting about your bros. So I won't necessarily say OKC or anything. I won't necessarily say he should have stayed with no OKC, because it was just a bad. It wasn't the right fit for him. Mm-hmm. But I did say he could have found another destination other than Golden State. I mean, he was 3-1 over them. And, they lost those final 3 games. And part of, it wasn't just Westbrook. Part of, even though, they took a lot of the load. Right. He was part of the problem. So it was, I don't know. Yeah, that's a perfect analogy. And, KD, as he does nowadays, he takes things to heart. He's been very vocal. He's not one to mince his words anymore. Right. But Durant, let's see. Let's see. Okay, so Durant replied, so I would get in a gang fight, lose, plot on my brother for 2 months in our home, and then go get the gang we lost to and beat him up. You think that low of me, CJ? I just did your effing podcast. Snakes in the grass, boy, I tell you. So that's Kevin Durant's reply.
Hey, all I'm saying is, man, Kevin Durant, the Slim Reaper ain't taking nothing soft no more, yo. He letting everybody have it. He want all the smoke. He think just because he on that team of full light skinned brothers that, you know what I'm saying, since him and the Draymond are the two dark skin that they want all the smoke. Like the rest of these niggas out here soft. We ain't soft out here. Yeah. We ain't soft.
Yeah. I'll say this. He's taking it. He's taking it a little too sensitive because they, like I said, they trade their words back and forth. He's told CJ McCollum that he doesn't have a chance. Blaze, he told McCollum to his face they don't have a chance to even make it the championship on the podcast, and that's pretty accurate. I mean, that's accurate. Now Durant's taking it a little too much to heart. I don't believe McCollum. Durant's doing that kind of, Twitter, Twitter emotional stuff. I mean, no, he's not calling you a snake in the grass. He's just liking it. He's using NBA analogies. When it's all said and done, it's not that serious. You made a business move. You made a decision. We're not going to crucify you for it, but we're talking about as far as a competitive edge. These are the guys you've been running with. You're a world beater. It's not like you're just some Johnny come lately or you're some just a regular all-star. You're a superstar. Arguably, some people think you're the best in the league. I personally don't. I think he's the second best in the league behind LeBron. But he's touted as the second best in the league. I mean, he's 7 feet tall, can do pretty much everything on the court. So he's a world beater. So it was weird to see him join a 73-9 team. And I know a lot of people's defense is they lost the championship that year, but that was Golden State's championship to win. There was interference by the refs as far as suspending Draymond and everything, and as far as calls not going Golden State's way. And then at the same time, Golden State just fell in love too much with that 3-pointer. They had they died completely by it. But I think that was, if there was any finals, like I said before, that was where the better team lost. That was it. So Kevin's taking this too. I think he's taking it too sensitive.
I can't. I mean, now I understand where you're going, where you're coming from, where you say he's taking it sensitive. But I mean, hey, if y'all want to shoot shots at me, and we all in the same league, hey, you be prepared for that comeback, man. I ain't LeBron. I ain't LeBron. Yeah. I ain't finna just let you slide over me. I'm gonna hit you back with these Twitter fingers, boy. I'm about to Meek Mill your ass. Yeah. Except for I ain't finna lose.
KD had what they call a heel turn within the past 3 years or so. He was kind of I wouldn't say soft spoken, but he was real mild mannered. He was real quiet. The first few years of his career, and then he kind of around the times where he was coming back from that injury and coming back, reasserting himself. Yeah, kind of see he kind of he got a chip on his shoulder. He started getting chippy with players. John, back and forth during the game. So yeah, that's I don't see McCollum. They still got some work to do on Portland's end. They couldn't even get past the Pelicans last year, so they got a lot to worry about before they can even think about seeing Golden State. They got to get some help.
All right, so I want to hit you with this real quick before we move to the next thing. So what if that happens with Damian Lillard? What if he gets traded? Or what if he just leaves? Is CJ McCollum gonna say the same shit?
Oh no, that's gonna be he's gonna he's gonna be slow with his words. Yeah, if that happens, he's gonna start shooting. I think he'll be out of Portland because I just don't see him as the main scorer of a team. He's a perfect complementary player. Not main scorer. He can be the main scorer, but I'm talking about as far as the leader, as far as being the leader on the team. I think he's perfect paired up with Lillard. They just have to get some something on the front court, going in the front court on Portland. But yeah, if Lillard leaves, that's he shut his damn mouth for at least this year. At least this year. Yeah.
All right.
All right. So next we got we're still in the NBA. We'll go to old Melo. We'll go to Melo. Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony said, he's recently signed with the Houston Rockets, $2.4 million. But Carmelo Anthony gave a little insight on what was going on in OKC, and I think I have it. I may not have it pulled up, but basically the gist of what he was saying was OKC didn't really. He was really given no direction. When he got there, it was kind of late in the game. They kind of had what they were trying to do as far as with Westbrook and Paul George and the rest of the game. They knew what direction they were trying to go, but he basically said he was just basically told to get there, come in there and kind of find his way, fit his way in there. So what you think about that, man?
Man, I mean, I believe they had the conversation with Melo, right?
Yeah.
But I don't see Melo has that type of personality where he's like, yo, I've been A1 since day one, honestly. And I don't feel like taking that. I'm the man still. In my eyes, I'm the man still. And I don't think I should be taking a 6-man role, even though I think he would be great off the bench for a 6-man. He would be great. But he believes that he's better than that, and he can do way, way better than that. So I mean, hey, it's nothing. I mean, the OKC Thunder, I guess they cut their losses, honestly. Because without him, they're gonna be way better. Yeah. Way better. And Paul George is committed. So Russell Westbrook, they're gonna get somewhere this year. You know what I'm saying? And they got, I think, Crowder. They got Crowder from Atlanta. So they got a couple pieces. They got a couple pieces now. So I mean, hey.
What's his name? Schroeder.
Schroeder. My bad.
That is a good pickup. That is a good pickup. I'll say this. It looks to me like it's another case of it runs consistent of what we think is going on in Oklahoma City. Most of the time, there's no leadership. Now we don't know the validity. We don't know if Melo's trying to save his own ass, because a lot of times the criticism that Melo gets is that he like you just said, he wants to do his own thing, and that's normally what we tend to see. What it looks like. He wants to do his own thing. He still wants to be that star, try to get his. I mean, he shot terribly. Last year. He was still efficient from the 3-point line. It was 35%, but overall, he shot only 40% last year, only scoring 16 points a game. So he's definitely his ship is he's at the end of his road, and those numbers show right there. And those were by far his lowest numbers of his career. I think the worst he shot before that was 43%, I believe. But y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it looks like he's putting the blame on them. And like I said, while there's validity to the other side, there's validity to Oklahoma City and Billy Donovan and what you had. I mean, it was Scott Brooks before that, but Melo was dealing with Billy Donovan, and just letting Russell Westbrook, just run. Russell Westbrook is an outstanding player. Don't get me wrong, but as far as the stat stuff and then doing what he wants to do, they kind of not really running any real offense. It's kind of I'll save you, I'll try with Westbrook, and then then we'll try with George. Same thing they were running with Westbrook and Durant. So, there's validity to both sides. I don't know. You know, we'll see what happens here, and we'll see what happens here in Houston. That'll tell everything because now he's with D'Antoni. They know what they want to do with Melo. They need a 3-point shooter. So we'll see if Melo settles into that. You know, what you think?
He need to come off the bench. If he doesn't come off the bench, he's not going to be good. Not going to be good at all. And then D'Antoni doesn't use his bench anyway. So, I mean, I hope Melo, all I hope, you know what I'm saying? Hope you get back with Lala. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got to say is I hope you get back with Lala, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I got faith in you still. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just get back with Lala and stay with the kids. That's all you got to do, bro. I mean, if you don't come off the bench and be a good 6-man, because that's what I believe you could really be good at right now at this stage in your age. But yeah, if you're not doing that, man, you want to be a starter, y'all not going to get nowhere.
Yeah.
Y'all talk about unfinished business. You going to be lucky if you get anywhere close to what you did last year.
Yeah, I think he could if they want to lose games, he can get close to where he was last year. And he, like I said, he was so low if they want to lose games. But yeah, as far as I think that too. I don't think necessarily it has to be off the bench. I just think he needs to know his position. He definitely has to fall into a diminished role. It can't be about scoring. He should strictly focus on 3-point shooting. 3-point shooting and trying to reposition himself as being I mean, I know it's late in the career, but at least put some energy into defense.
He not finna get on no defense.
You don't think he's gonna have? Nah. He ain't gonna do it. He gonna say Melo's brain is on hammock mode. He's on a hammock on defense. So
drinking his wine, going.
Yeah. So, that's We'll see what happens. OKC. We'll see what happens with Carmelo. We'll see who looks like they're more right. Because, like I said, there's no you got one side, you got two different sides to the story, and we'll see how Oklahoma City handles Dennis Schroeder because that's more scoring. That's and I think that'll be perfect as far as coming off the bench. But we'll see how they handle them because they've mishandled so many players in the past. I mean,
if you think about it, they've mishandled so many good point guards, but then I don't know, man. I have no clue. Yeah, I don't know, but
they got rid of Ibaka. They
James Harden.
Yeah, they got rid of Harden like that. They who else? Reggie Jackson was all right.
Yeah,
Reggie Jackson was all right with him.
But good.
Oladipo. He shined the very next year.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Indiana. So that says something about OKC.
Coaching staff,
being held back there. They wasn't using all his strengths. We'll see where it goes. And so staying in the NBA, you got Vince Sanity.
Woo!
Vince Sanity,
old man Vince,
signs with the Atlanta Hawks for same as Carmelo Anthony. Now, is this $2.4 million? Is this like a veteran minimum or something? Minimum. Okay, okay, that's what I figured because I keep seeing this $2.4 million. So yeah, he's signing with the Atlanta Hawks, man, for his 21st season. Him and Dirk Nowitzki are, I think. They're
the last of their class.
Yeah, they're tied. They're both tied. I think there's a few other people that hold that record, but yeah, they're both in their 21st season, man. What you think about that, man? About Vince Sanity and ATL.
All I'm saying is Vince Carter is the man. That old nigga has been putting back Mr. Tom for I don't know how long. You know what I'm saying? He been turning that clock back, still showing his age. But like shit, he been going back to some of his younger years, a couple of games. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's gonna be good. And a funny fact is, Vince Carter was drafted June 21st, 1998, and then Trae Young, which he will be he'll be teaching and I'm pretty sure it'll be under his wing, was born September 19th, 1998. So I mean, hey,
yeah,
they could have something. I'm still not sold on Trae Young yet.
Yeah,
but they could have something with him and Vince Carter. Carter could teach him.
He's old enough to be his daddy.
Right.
I don't think Vince. I don't think Vince can teach him tricks of the trade. But as far as personally for Trae's game, I don't know. Trae Young says he wants to be the new Steve Nash. He doesn't want to be. He don't want to be Steph Curry or anything like that. He wants to be Steve Nash, which is going to take a lot of tweaking to his game. But if he wants it, he can do it. He's a talented player. But yeah, that's it. That's what he's aiming for. Vince still cashing them checks. It's amazing how he's been able to transform his career. It's 21st. Yeah, you remember the days. You remember the 2000. Remember the 2001 dunk contest? And hold on real quick. Let me grab my battery, the PC. Right. Hold on, people.
All right. So I mean, yeah, man. Vince Carter is that man, dude. Shit, he been yamming on people for years. And I'm pretty sure it's not gonna stop. He's not gonna stop yamming on people. So, man, hey, Vince Carter to Atlanta for probably his final year. If not his final year, he might sign another contract with Atlanta again, or he might become one of the coaches and stuff like that. Hey, I see it. I do see it. I definitely do see it.
So you think he gonna be over there like Kendrick Perkins? He gonna be on the sideline like Perkins,
could be.
Get into it with the players. Yeah. This man, then I think he put 38 on LeBron last year. He only got 38, man. 40 years old. But no, it's great, man. Vince been able to stretch his career. I hope it's for the love of basketball and he's not falling behind on payments or anything like that.
I pray Vince Carter is not like half these motherfuckers. I swear, because it's a lot of like I don't know if y'all remember back in the day where I think they called him Baby LeBron. It was not J.R. Smith, but what's the name? Smith, John Smith or something like that. I forgot what his name was.
It was Josh Smith.
Josh Smith, yeah,
for Atlanta.
Yeah, he was like 20 million. I can't feed my kids with 20 million. I said, nigga, what?
Yeah.
You tripping. And like he ain't even the only one that did that. He ain't the only one that did that shit. Other players have done that shit. And where they at in the league? Nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Let's hope Vince is not like that.
Now they should be about their money, try to get as much as they can. Don't be lowballed, but at the same time, they should know their worth. I remember Latrell Sprewell said something similar. Said he can't feed his children, but with what they were offering, I believe it was either Minnesota or during his stint with the New York Knicks. I forgot who Latrell was with around that time. But yeah, he said the same thing. And there's when they the NBA really doesn't teach them. There's not a lot of not a push on guidance as far as guidance and guiding these young players, especially these young kids. Especially back then, were coming from the inner city. They take advantage of them. They top talent of the nation. They gonna get every type of dollar out of them. Then you got these agents. These agents come and do their little representing and everything. So there's a lot of hands in the pot. They have to when it comes to this is the person that's getting you the deals because they necessarily don't have the mouthpiece or don't have the certain connections or whatever. They there's a lot of when you see 20 million at the most it's probably 11 million those players are getting.
True, because they got to pay their agents and everything else.
Got to pay their agents, taxes, and everything. So that's one thing. But Vince Carter, man, he's still around. I mean, shoot, remember he was jumping out the gym, jumping over players. Had the stint with the Nets. That kind of turned out sour. They had a lot of promise, but it really didn't go nowhere. But yeah, he's still playing. I don't think he got a championship with Dallas, didn't
he? Was he on the Dallas team? I think he was.
2011.
Yeah, I think he was.
So he got a ring. Yeah, man. He's turned into a journeyman. Now, do you think Vince is in the Hall of Fame?
He better be in the Hall of Fame.
Think he's did enough for the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I don't care what nobody says. It's like, oh, he's been on too many teams. That motherfucker's been way too consistent to not be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Way too consistent.
I mean,
on every team he's played on.
Yeah, he was a great player. I mean, shoot, he was with Toronto for probably about till 2004. So that's about 7 years.
Yeah.
Did about 2 or 3 years with the Nets. So that's a good 10 years. That's a good 10 years of dominance right there. So even if he was a role player for the remaining 11, shoot, you get 10 years of being a top player in the league. Shoot, I think that constitutes being a Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah. Good for Vince. And let's see what else we got on the sports. Make sure I'm not missing. You got anything before I get into this Dwight Howard? Getting to Dwight Howard. Nothing too deep. No, just want to. But you got anything else in sports?
Well, I got something for NFL. When we get to NFL, it's just a little something quick.
Okay.
We can knock out this Dwight Howard thing real quick.
Okay. Well, Dwight Howard was with the Wizards. I've been seeing him. I've been seeing Dwight Howard on interviews and everything. I really haven't, really haven't paid it too much attention, but I just been seeing him. He's been speaking on, telling some jokes in the media, speaking on his career and his path and different things that have happened, his ups and downs. But I was just looking, man. I was wondering, is Dwight Howard underrated? Is he underrated today because of where we expected him to be? You know what I'm saying? Is he underrated as a center? And can he improve the Washington Wizards this year? And Wizards were 42 and 38, I believe, last year. 44 and 38, I think. 8th place in the West. In the East, Eastern Conference.
All right, so Marcin Gortat is gone, right?
I'm not sure.
Okay, because if Marcin Gortat is gone, I believe he could actually flourish in Washington. But John Wall, Bradley Beal, Dwight Howard. I mean, it could work. I could honestly see him gaining flashes of what his older self used to be at times if John Wall or Bradley Beal's not putting on. I could see him like getting flashes of the Magic Dwight Howard where he was dominant, but only flashes and only like every few other games and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, I could see it, but I don't think it'll change their direction of how they're going unless Otto Porter Jr. steps up and a couple of their bench players step up that are really good, that should be really good, and haven't really stepped into their roles just yet. But I believe if those role players can step up and Dwight Howard can give you flashes and John Wall can stay consistent and Bradley Beal can stay consistent, you good. Yeah. They'll be a force. They'll definitely be a force.
So Gortat is currently with the Los Angeles Clippers right now, Marcin Gortat. So
with them boys.
So yeah, Howard's that guy. I say Howard is for what guys as far as the stats and centers, and now we're seeing a resurgence of centers and they're playing in a different style. And Howard doesn't play in that style, but I do believe he's still an effective center. He's still would you say top 10? Say top 10. He's a top 10 center in the league today. And center.
Yeah, I give him number 10.
Number 10.
Yeah, he definitely number 10. Right at number 10.
He gave about 16 and 13 last year. So it's gonna be on John Wall's got to command that offense. He's got to get more. He's got to get more efficient. Can't be shooting 42% from the field. Can't have all these crazy ass turnovers. He's got to command it as the point guard. Bradley Beal has to. They play well. We can't ask these aren't the world beaters, like I said, like Durant is, but there's certain things in the game that can be improved. But they're a good team. They're just mentally weak, and
right.
We know Dwight Howard is being mentally weak, so it's just like adding another mentally weak person on the team. It's I don't know. I think they can do better than 43, 44 games than what they did last year, 8th seed. And there was a lot of injury, but they were better than that, and especially in the Eastern Conference. So, you think they can get past that?
They can get 50. I give them a solid 50.
Oh, 50 wins.
Yeah.
50 wins?
Why not go all the way in? I got faith in John Wall and Bradley Beal after they, I guess, made up. I don't know if they really did, but I got faith in both of them dudes.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what they do. Eastern Conference is open this year. This is the year to do it. We've been expecting Washington. Washington has always came up in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Even when they failed the year before, they always come up in the conversation because we see the potential. We just different mental lapses as far as on offense, on defense, definitely on defense, man. They'll play you hard. They'll play the top teams in the league hard as hell, but it's just about finishing the game and not making those mistakes, at the wrong time. So that's very crucial. So we'll see. Like I said, you're adding a mentally unstable basketball wise, not in life, but basketball wise. You're adding a mentally weak person to a historically mentally weak team.
Right.
So, we'll see where it goes.
All right. So I got a quick question for you. So Dwight Howard, will he be there next year? If Boogie Cousins and John Wall link back up next year, I'm saying it.
I'm saying it.
If
that happens, you know Howard's out of there. But I don't think Howard will be there even if they don't do it. I think they'll move Howard on to another team. He'll be playing with Milwaukee or somewhere, adding some assistance somewhere that needs a center, a serviceable center. I think they'll be sending them on again. I just don't see a multi-year thing with Dwight Howard. They hoeing him out now. He's in that stage. So,
all right, I got one more thing for you before we bounce up to the NFL. All right, so I got this crazy theory, right? This is gonna sound real wild, but 2020, right?
Yeah.
The New York Knicks, Kyrie Irving, Jimmy Butler, New York Knicks. What are your thoughts? Am I crazy, or what are your thoughts?
That'd be nice. That'd be real nice. That'd be real nice.
The Knicks fans would love that.
If they can pull that up, have the cap space and everything, because you got Knox and
Porzingis.
And Porzingis as the bigger guys. Hardaway Jr.'s, a great addition. You get Kyrie and who just had Kyrie and who?
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler. Oh,
Jimmy Butler, what is it? Shoot, hold on. Yeah, 2 more years and his contract, that contract is up with the Wolves. And I've been hearing rumblings.
Yeah.
That New York might be that move.
Yeah.
And then Kyrie and Jimmy Butler are really good friends. So hey, I'm just saying.
They need to
New York.
They need to pay that man. They need to pay Minnesota. They're making a huge mistake not paying Jimmy Butler. Yeah, you saw the difference in teams when Butler was out. Butler basically had to come back from injury early to wheel them in. Then they had to play that final game. I think that was against, who was that final game against, where they had to play Denver Nuggets. They had to beat the Nuggets. Yeah. Went to overtime and everything, and they got the win. But Jimmy Butler playing hurt, and they had to go on a run because once he went out, Minnesota just fell off a cliff. They fell completely off a cliff, and Wasn't even gonna make the playoffs. So no, they need to make Jimmy Butler their priority. But they're sold on this Karl Anthony Towns cat. I'm not. Yeah,
I got something on that too.
Yeah, I don't see it.
A conspiracy on that too.
I don't see it in Karl Anthony Towns. I just don't see it. He's not what they're selling him to be. He's not he's a good player. He's a good player. He's contribute. He has many talents, but as far as being a superstar in the league, anything like that, he's not that. But what are you about to say?
All right, conspiracy theory again. I know I got a lot of conspiracies, but that man Cat,
yeah,
he could be on his way to Phoenix.
Phoenix
with his boy Devin Booker, because they did play college ball together. I'm saying,
would that work with DeAndre Ayton though?
Hey, Cat is what's the name? A stretch five. So one of them could play four. It could be a Paul Gasol, Andrew Bynum type situation. I don't know. If I'm crazy, let me know.
Cat wants to be a stretch five.
He do.
I think he wants.
He can shoot though.
He can shoot, but I don't think he can. It's not really respected. You know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? He's not. It's not a make sure you keep him off that 3-point line. It's kind of like he's out there. He should be down in the paint. He's giving up boards. He's giving up, especially offensive rebounds. Because I mean, he's getting his points out there. Sitting on the perimeter. So I think he could be doing more. I think Cat could be doing more. But nah. They need to make Jimmy Butler a priority.
That is definitely. Andrew Wiggins ain't really doing too much. I mean, he still has a very high ceiling, but hey, with that Tom Thibodeau, he fucking up again, bro.
Yeah. Wiggins, yeah, he's stats went down last year.
Oh yeah, they dropped.
Yeah, his stats went down last year. He's shooting a lower field goal percentage. I know it's more to distribute between each other. You know what I'm saying? As far as points and statistics, but yeah, his shooting has went down. They're kind of figuring Andrew Wiggins out, but I think Andrew Wiggins, I see more potential with him. He's just gotta get locked in, gotta get focused, stay healthy. But I see more. I just see more of a Cat. I can't see Cat working in Phoenix though. I honestly can't. I honestly can't. He's gonna be out there trying to shoot threes and trying to. He got to be down there on the. I mean, maybe he can play high low and keep that. Keep that mid range. He's got a mid range shot. Have that going. Yeah. So yeah, they could play high low. That'd be something. But yeah, Minnesota needs to get this shit together, man. They ruining a good team, good opportunity.
Yeah, that team finna be finito in the next couple of years. But all right.
So yeah, all right. So we're gonna move into the NFL. I personally only got one thing from the NFL, but man, you got Jimmy G's feeling himself. Jimmy Garoppolo. Is he feeling himself too much? He says during his stint with Tom Brady, when did Garoppolo come in the league? How long has he been in?
4 years.
Has it been 4 years?
It's been like 4 years.
Yeah, so he was the backup to Tom Brady for those 4 years. Every time Brady would sit out, they would have they talk about Jimmy G, you know what I'm saying? They'd hype him up. He was the talk of the town. He was the best backup in the NFL. He been the best, arguably. He hasn't had much time because Brady's been at the helm. But Garoppolo says he was better than Tom Brady. He was better than Brady the whole time in New England. So what's up? Is this man crazy or what?
I ain't gonna say the man crazy, but the man he's like, hey, I'm gonna let everybody know now. Y'all thought that little stint, you know what I'm saying, that y'all seen it with the 76ers, the last couple of games was decent. I'm about to show y'all. I got some big cojones, and they finna swing right now.
Who, Garoppolo?
Oh, y'all. Yeah, he finna like, I'm finna show all y'all. He's like, y'all gonna go ahead with Tom Brady. Watch me take this throne, and I'm gonna say it. I know this is gonna sound crazy. The 49ers gonna make some noise this year. 49ers gonna make some noise this year. And your boy Jimmy Garoppolo knocking off some porn star.
Yeah, so
knocking off some porn star, and like I guess on her Snapchat after they got finished eating or whatever, she put her hair back in a ponytail. It was like time to get to work. I said,
say about it. Yeah, he like Broadway Joe out here, huh?
Right. He's like, hey, I'm living my best life.
Okay. Jimmy G, man. This the only problem with it is because of Brady's success. Because of Brady's success, Brady produced the apex of success, especially with the great coaching that the team has done. I mean, there's even so much. Even with times when they give up about 30 points, you still got Brady putting up damn near 40 points to get them out of that situation.
Right.
But yeah, great coaching. Like I said, they have great defensive setups, you know what I'm saying, for what they have. They're usually able to make it work and, you know, interchange pieces. There's not longevity in New England.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be friends with you. It's all business up in New England. And it's all business in New England. Like there's no brotherly bond or anything like that. If they got to make a business move, they're gonna make a business move. But as far as Brady, I mean, man, he's won 2 Super Bowls. He's won 2 Super Bowls within the past
6 years?
Shorter than that. I think 4 years. 4 or 5 years. You had the way the Seahawks game ended with that Malcolm Butler interception. You had that historic comeback against Atlanta. And then then you had that performance. I mean, despite the loss in the Super Bowl last year, that was a hell of a performance by Brady.
Yeah.
He did his part. They scored 33 points in the game. They just gave up 41 points because the defense. Not just defense, but what's his name? Nick Foles can't come to play, but at the same time, Coach Belichick doing his weird things. Had the situation with Malcolm Butler where he didn't put him in. So
that was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy, and there was a lot of
backlash on that.
Misinformation that was put out saying he was out kicking it and and smoking weed or whatever, It was different information that they were saying it wasn't true. They said it was just simply that they didn't feel that he wasn't grasping the game plan and he wasn't the right fit for the game plan. So what the fuck made the next person the right person? The right person for it. So no, I think Brady has played at the apex. He's played at the apex of what a quarterback can play, especially in this way the game is played today. He played in last decade. He was able to win, and then with the changing the rules and loosening up they loosened it up. A lot of it, the rule changes were for him.
Oh yeah.
But as far as the different changes that they made in the league. He's still produced top. He's been top. He's at the top every year, consistently in the playoffs. Loses no more than 4 games per year,
which is wild.
It's crazy. Even if they don't make the Super Bowl, he's in the AFC Championship, so he's consistently winning in the playoffs. So for Jimmy G, man, Jimmy G's feeling himself to me, and he's feeling himself too much. You see him. He wants to be the new guy in town. He wants to be, Joe Montana mixed with a little Joe Namath.
Do your thing, young man. Let them balls hang, young boy.
But keep in mind, a lot of people figure it out. They've been able to watch tape on you. Garoppolo came in week 10 or 11. You know what I'm saying? He only played the final 5 games. They were successful the final 5 games. Let's see if it's got some. I think I got some stats to see, but he was outstanding those final 5 games. Defense played well because sometimes when you got like a game that's like 16-14 and things like that, and I'm not gonna say the quarterback still has to do his job protecting the football and things like that, but the defense had come to play. They had played tough too in those games, and so yeah, I think he's getting beside himself. He's still, man, he's putting a target on himself now, because now they're gonna be looking for you the same way that Lonzo Ball had all that attention. Yeah. You the new young guy coming up. He should learn from Dak Prescott. It's always going to be harder just that second year. Dak Prescott, Robert Griffin. Griffin was more due to injury. It was injury and the fact that they had figured him out.
Right.
Too. So now they figure you out that second year. He's kind of jumping the gun saying he's better than Tom Brady. He's got an NFC West out there, man. They're going to be waiting on him. I mean, the Seahawks. Yeah. Pete Carroll's they've taken a lot of losses on defense, but they'll still be a competitive team. I don't think they'll be a top team in the NFC, but they'll be a competitive team. The Rams are gonna be Aaron Donald and them boys.
That is a bad man.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. What's up, L Dog?
What's happening, Cam?
Man, I can't call it. Talking about these San Francisco 49ers and Jimmy G. Jimmy G's he's the new star. He's the new guy in town. He says he's the new sheriff. He was better than Brady back in New England. So yeah, he's getting beside himself. So I'm
not even the greatest Tom Brady fan, but Jimmy G don't have several on me.
Yeah.
Hey,
jump the gun.
You said what, Lauren?
Better than Tom Brady.
Hey, like I said, young man, let your balls hang. Yeah. Hey, he got my boy Jared McKinnon on that team, you know what I'm saying, as a running back. So hey, that's all I'm looking for in the fantasy. This is only reason why I'm hyping this up so much is because I'm fantasy.
Okay, fantasy. I said Jared McKinnon. Jared McKinnon as your the guy that's gonna open up your offense. It's like nah. So yeah, you got anything else to say on it? Got any? What's up?
I got the next thing. All right, so potentially what could happen with the Cleveland Browns? Dez Bryant.
So it's the Cowboys.
You break it up, Lauren. I can't hear you. You said what?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, for real? Damn. Well, it sounded like you was having a whole conversation. It started breaking up.
All right, so yeah. Dez Bryant could be potentially going to the Cleveland Browns. What are y'all thoughts on that?
Hey,
Corey?
It's Dez. I mean, shoot, man, he got to get in where he can. He wanted to be in the NFC East. He wanted to play in the NFC East so he could see the Cowboys 2 times a year. But ain't nobody trying to deal with that. Yeah, ain't nobody trying to deal with Dez. Dez, man, he's on the backside of his career, man. He's regressed a lot. They've kind of figured him out. He's not he's not getting that separation, getting that separation from the cornerbacks. And then as far as holding on the ball, I think this is a show and prove year for him to extend his career. I don't think he'll be he won't be a top receiver in the league anymore, but he can be a great second option. And this is the time to do it, especially with so many pieces on the Browns offense. You got the new guy, Barkley.
Yeah,
Shaquan Barkley, Josh Gordon, if he gets his fucking head together, you know what I'm saying? He's going through his little treatment and everything, trying not to relapse. But yeah, man, who else did they have? They had another pickup on
was an offensive lineman.
Wide receiver.
No.
Wide receiver?
Oh, it was
Jarvis Landry. Yeah. Jarvis Landry, man. So that's that's going to take the double teams. He won't have to worry about double teams anymore. He's got to
Mm-hmm.
worry about one guy beating that one guy. But like I said, they've been throwing one guy. They've taken that double team train is sailed. You know, he's been having one guy on him, you know what I'm saying, in Dallas, and hasn't really been able to really produce a really hasn't been the best option, especially for Dak. He had a thing going with Tony Romo. You know, they had a connection, but as far as, you know, when Dak came, Dak likes to spread the ball around, so he's going to get it to the most open receiver. He's not trying to feed you, worry about your stats. He's worried about winning. And so, Dez the star days are over. He just got to fall in line, take this opportunity. It's a grand opportunity to, I guess the word maybe rebrand yourself, not rebrand yourself, but, you know, showcase your talent again. Gonna have less pressure on you. You got Josh Gordon, and Josh Gordon comes back good. And then you got Jarvis Landry. Even just with Jarvis Landry, you know, Jarvis Landry, and then you as a second option.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, that'll be good. Cleveland's got some good pieces this year.
But I wouldn't trust them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust them in fantasy, guys.
It's the Browns.
Lauren, what you got?
Man, who was the dude? Well, who did Cuba Gooding play in Jerry Maguire? What was the dude named Rod Smith? Was that his name?
I think so. I'm not for sure.
Something. Anyway, that's his problem right there. Like, he wants somebody to show him the money. He's had offers on the table, but he turned them down because he wanted more money. And I'm like, if you're gonna go somewhere, you're a number 2 receiver. Like, you can miss me with all that. Well, I want to play somewhere for a year, you know, and then build my skill set, my name back up. Nah, it's not happening, man. Like, you know, you like Corey said, your days as a top receiver are over. So the best thing you can do for yourself is, be a good number 2. Be a good number 2, man. You know, everybody love Michael Irvin, you know what I'm saying? But Alvin Harper has skills too. You know what I'm saying? So be a cool number 2. You know what I'm saying? It's not a problem at all. So he gonna have to take less money. That's what it's gonna come down to. Take less money and you'll be fine. If you're not willing to take less money, that's what makes it hard to sign him. I mean, you're not gonna give a number 2, number 1 money. You're not gonna do it.
That's facts.
You know, so I mean, he gonna have to take the $10 million deal. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what teams is throwing at him, and that's what he gonna have to take $10 million or whatever. Like, you ain't getting Antonio Brown money because you ain't an Antonio Brown receiver.
Right.
So, you know, I wouldn't even sign him for 10. I'll be honest with you.
Look, you got that.
I signed Dez Bryant for $8 million tops.
That's cool.
Huh?
I said that's cool. I can see that. Yeah, that's cool.
So no, he just need to understand he's a number 2 for the rest of his career. Cleveland is a good fit for him though because they've got multiple weapons. Don't forget about Corey Coleman, the rookie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, he can ball out too. You know what I'm saying? As long as he can stay healthy. That's 3 good receivers between him, Corey Coleman, and Jarvis Landry right there. And the tight end ain't no slouch. He young. You know what I'm saying? Tight end is good too. So, I mean, they slowly built some weapons, you know, and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I mean, you're going to have to be Dez Bryant Jr. now.
All right. And I got another thing for you guys in the NFL real quick. Allegedly, Odell Beckham was allegedly paying for sex, trying to pay a girl for sex. So, what is your thoughts on that?
Odell Beckham, what?
He was soliciting sex from somebody, allegedly.
Oh, that's smart. That's smart. No strings attached.
Case, a talented nut case. I mean, I you know what, man? Like, you can only protect people for so long before you just gotta let them implode. You know,
right?
He might be one of those guys, man. I don't know if he thought that he was smoking some weed and somebody slipped something in his blunt or whatever the case may be, man. Because, dude, I mean, the last 2-3 years, man, like, for all that talent, man, I mean, is the juice worth the squeeze? That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Is the juice worth the squeeze? Because from a skill set perspective, he's a top 5 receiver in the league. No questions asked at all. But then when you talk about, you know what I'm saying, the on, it's not just off the field antics. It's on the field antics during the game. Like, sometimes that's even worse than the off the field stuff. So, you know, he messing up his money. That's what it comes down to. He messing up his money in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Teams are not going to want to pay him like a top tier wide receiver because of his behaviors. It doesn't have absolutely anything to do with his skill set because, you know, put him on the field, you can match him receiver for receiver against the best. Julio, Antonio, Hopkins. He matches up with the best of them from a skill set perspective. But nah, man, he got to chill out, man. Like, that whole, I mean, soliciting sex. Like, you can get, I mean, for what? For what?
I ask myself the same thing.
You have absolutely no reason to have to do that, man. You probably got chicks drooling over you. You know what I'm like? You ain't got to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, like, you know, he's in that Dez Bryant category when Dez Bryant was a younger man where you got to put people around him to keep an eye on him and things of that nature if you want to protect your investment. But I mean, he's screwing up his own money, man. Like, that's what kills me about the whole thing is I'm like, this is your money. You know what I'm saying? The Giants would love to pay you. But if I'm an organization looking at all of his antics, I'm like, the next might be a suspension for some stupid stuff.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Or he just might get caught around the wrong people and get caught up in some okie doke. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, man, be locked up like Ray Caruth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he got to chill, man. Like, a talented dude that's getting in his own way right now.
All right, Corey. So you
where did it say? Did it say? What am I trying to say? Did it say where she? How much she offered her? Where she was at and everything?
$1,000. It offered $1,000. That's what it said.
$1,000. I mean, shit, man. Man, a lot of the NFL players, man, they're paying for pussy, man. It's just it's no strings attached, man. You know, it's straight business deal. You come in, get what you want, and you know, keep it moving. Shoot, man, I don't see, you know, as far as, you know, for their business. Now we can get into morally and all that stuff. You know, we talk about morals. Yeah, we can talk morally, you know, shit like that. But you know, as far as
he must ain't pay enough to keep her mouth shut. How the hell out there?
Hey, what's she telling on though? I'd be like, hell yeah, I paid you $1,000. You know,
and he just got baptized.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know, it's always, you know, baptism is just a gesture. You know, it's always, that's the main one. The pastors may be up there, they fucking everything. But I mean, they know what they come for. They know what they're in there for. You know, here, take the money, give me some sex. That's what he want. You don't want no extra stuff. No girl trying to be, you know, attached. They know the business, and so the girl's the one that put it out, though, huh?
I'm guessing so because TMZ somehow got it.
I ain't even mad at what he did. Like, that's the thing. I ain't mad at what he did by any stretch of the imagination, because I mean, I'm gonna say it on air. Prostitution should be legal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it on air. Prostitution should be legal because it's a choice.
Yeah,
that's very true.
But when your profile is like it is, you know what I'm saying, you just gotta be real careful. You know what I'm saying? Because you got, you know, business owners that do the same thing, but again, you know what I'm saying? They know how to keep it quiet because they understand what perception looks like. And that's the thing, like, he didn't do nothing wrong, so to say, you know what I'm saying? But the perception of it is wrong. And that's where you get in trouble, you know what I'm saying, as an athlete. You know what I'm saying? It's the perception. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got caught with a bag of weed in his car. Okay. He was smoking. That's obvious. Can we move on? No, we can't because of the stigma, you know what I'm saying, that we put behind black men and weed.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? It's just
and the whites smoke it too. Yeah.
More than that. Yeah, so nah, I mean, he be all right, man. He be all right, man. He need to get that blonde hair though. That honey badger is played out, man.
that's his trademark or some shit. All right, Corey.
Oh no, I ain't got nothing else on it.
I'm talking about to move on.
Okay, oh yeah, y'all good. You got anything else? Anything? We're about to jump into the what we call the hot topics, world and entertainment. See if we can make some sense of the fuckery. You know what I'm saying? Of different fuckery. Because that's all it really is. That's all you're seeing. Shout out to everybody who's doing the positive things. We see you know what I'm saying. We'll shout it out, but you got to do some purging, do some purging and clean house. So I saw y'all.
Is advised.
I saw y'all on what was that? Oh, Tuesday. Saw y'all Tuesday. I know the topic was brought up on 50 Cent and Mayweather. I was tuning in live, trolling in the chat room while I was preparing to watch the Equalizer 2. And so I wasn't able to hear y'all conversation on 50 Cent and Mayweather.
We really didn't touch on it too much. We waited till today because I know you wanted to get into it.
Okay. By the way, Equalizer 2 was if it was anybody else, it'd be a absolutely awful movie. But because it's Denzel, and I just like seeing Denzel just slaughter people mindlessly. I was entertained. You got to suspend disbelief. Have y'all seen it?
I seen the first one. I was hoping that they didn't screw up the second one, but
okay. You might like it. You might like it. I don't know. For me personally, I had to suspend disbelief. We'll just say that. I had to take my mind to a fantasy world and believe that some of this stuff is actually possible. The way we're doing it, so I'll just leave it at that. Spoiler free, but yeah, man, we talked about 50 Cent and Floyd Mayweather. Man, they've been going back and forth. They have a history together. Throughout the years, they were the money team. Flossing around all on the social media, and then I guess they said it was brotherly. They said it's brotherly, and then they've had I know 50 Cent has jabbed at him, had some playful jokes and everything over time because they've had a few disagreements. Mm-hmm. They said that business went wrong because they really couldn't see eye to eye on where they wanted to take the money team. Right. But recently, as you've seen in the news, Dave, there's been things have taken a turn for the worse, and Floyd Mayweather did some exposing and everything, and you've seen 50 Cent clap back. So, what do you fellas? I think it's pure fuckery. But before I get into it, I want to know what y'all fellas think of the matter with Curtis Jackson and Floyd Mayweather, two moguls.
All right, I guess I'll take the lead off. All right, so the reason why the name of the episode is what it is don't tell your left hand or don't tell your right hand what your left hand is doing. because all that talking back and forth, they got so much dirt on each other, and hey, it can be all used anytime, and they waited to use it on each other, man. Yo, so all I'm saying is this is messy. Yeah, acting like females. This is literally something a female would do. But now, granted, over the last few years, the last 10 years, 10 plus years, this is how dudes been acting as well. So when I say females, I mean everybody. Because there's a lot of female tendencies having out here. So
Good
I mean,
point.
yeah, it's messy, man, and it could ruin careers, even though social media can ruin a career by itself, but it's all on social media. It's never going away. And from what I just heard today about 50 Cent putting out this defamation, however you say the word, on Floyd's son, talking about his mom, like his son, Floyd was beating his mom.
Okay.
And I guess the security guard wouldn't let the son go to the mom or whatever, and he couldn't leave the house to get to the neighbor or whatever. So I said, whoa, this is getting highly, highly messy. It was funny when he said that Floyd couldn't read, and that, like, you know what I'm saying, because that's all public knowledge or whatever. He was just putting all public knowledge shit out there. Then when it got to like deeper shit, I was like, whoa, all right, Floyd. Oh, damn, 50, you ain't have to go that far. Damn, Floyd. It was just right, left from each of them. I'm like, damn. So all I'm saying is it's messy. What you got?
They pulled the cannon out, huh?
Yeah,
they pulled the cannon out. What about you, Lauren? What you think?
You know, I don't give a damn about no ignorant shit like
fuck shit. Absolute fuckery, yo.
I mean, I kind of really, I'll be honest with you, man, I kind of think it's a publicity stunt. I really do. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, 50 been doing this for how long now?
Oh, it's been
a
minute.
Now?
Been a nice little minute.
Way too long.
Man, a long time. So, I mean, this is kind of 50's MO. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't really get in. And I mean, Floyd Mayweather, I mean, he just got punched in the head too much. So, he just, you know what I'm saying? He's falling in line, too. You know everybody say Floyd ain't took no shots, but Floyd ain't took a couple shots, too.
Took some shots.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man, I mean, I don't know why they would even want to do something like this. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, it's obviously what they've they decided to do to entertain the public for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, everybody chiming in on it, but I'm just like, you know, I guess I'm just, maybe I take life too fucking serious, man, because I'm like, why y'all messing up each other's money along with messing up your own money? You know?
Right.
Like, you know, if y'all can't get along, then just move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, these type of things happen over the course of time sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you got two dudes like this. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's going to end kind of funky. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, so, jokers. That's all I can say. Both of them cats are some jokers, man, and they need to have several seats. Several seats.
To take several seats up. Yeah. So I'll say this. I like both of the guys. I've been fan of both of their careers. I've liked, the business aspect that they've represented. And they have fun too, but they've been they pretty much represent, they're very focused individuals. They try to put out they give you quality. They're real particular on quality. I'll say that about those guys. As far as 50 Cent, the different things, music he makes, the shows he makes, said Power has been pretty terrible this year, but we'll talk about it another time. But as far as things, 50 Cent, how I perceive the things he does, he puts, he tries to put quality into it the best he can. And then Floyd Mayweather, anytime he's giving you a fight, he tries to give you, he tries to give you everything, all the bells and whistles that go with it. He trains, he prepares very well. It's amazing. I mean, he stays in the gym. He's stays eating well. doesn't smoke, doesn't drink. Man, but it's just this is too far. We've seen 50. 50's a comedian. 50's always been a comedian. I mean, since when he was doing, the Pimpin' Curly skits with Pimpin' Curly skits, Rick Ross and all that. I mean, he's been a comedian. He's been a comedian on social media since, social media has, really grown, over the past, 10, 12, 11 years, so he's been on there. He's been prominent on there and making himself known. But this is just this is absolute fuckery. I don't want to say I don't tend to see, not to say that it doesn't happen, but I don't see a lot of other races doing this as far as moguls. As far as their moguls and doing stuff like this in the pub.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Yeah, you want to go bring the race into it? I tried to, but I just don't see too many other moguls doing this type of bullshit. It's absolute fuckery, man. It's woman behavior. I want to make sure I touch all the thoughts on it as I can.
No pun intended, right?
Yeah. Good one. That was a good one. That was good. Hold on, writing down a damn grocery list.
Oh, okay.
Nah, but it's low level behavior. It's low level behavior. This was your friends. Y'all were allegedly friends. But I mean, to sit there and come with this type of information on each other, you're for jokes, different little jokes to talking about you can't read and hey, what's going on with this champ? You had a fight with T.I., little funny stuff. That's funny, little stuff that happens and the joke about it. That's funny. Mayweather has been pretty. He really hasn't really responded to it. I'll say that about Mayweather. He really hasn't taken that route. He's been quiet. I personally don't know. Do y'all know? What you think, Randy?
Floyd ain't been quiet. Floyd been sending shots.
Oh no, you talking about now? Yeah, we're talking about now, but I'm talking about previously. Now, do any of y'all have information on what could have sparked Floyd to come with that? Because this is what it reignited. 50's been poking at him, but what was it that sparked this moment?
It was something about, I guess, one of his girls sleeping with Future. One of his many girls sleeping with Future now.
Right. That is right.
Yeah, and then another girl, I guess he cut off, was like, I wasn't there for the money. I was only there for love or some shit like that. And then 50 went in on her. And he was like, champ, you need to check your hoes, champ. And then I guess it went out downhill from there. So,
so yeah, man, that's personal. That is some it's all bad. Floyd shouldn't have went there. Floyd went to some real low stuff, man. He talked about herpes and talking about relationship with your son. I know 50 Cent came back with information about that too. I know Floyd said something about power would still be good without you. Now keep in mind, 50 Cent is the producer of Power, so I just need Floyd to know that. They're both moguls. So I need Floyd to have the information. Don't just be, at times you got, and this is, it's childish behavior. So you see childish things said and childish patterns. So you're just spitting out information just to, that's the new thing. Just saying anything, saying some shocking shit on Instagram and people talking about, oh, he just that disrespected Ether, talking about he just ethered him or something like. He ain't put no bars. He didn't put no bars behind nothing. He didn't put no bar. He just made an Instagram post saying, throwing everything at the wind. You got this and that, and you did this and this, But it's real sloppy, man. These guys hung with each other, man. They were with each other every day. They knew supposed to know each other ups and downs. And I know people have their spats, but they're just like you said, we gotta bring the race into it. You just gotta, man. It's. And what really touched me about it was because the day before, man, I didn't even know Oprah had sown the fucking OWN network. I didn't know that. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. She sold 20% of it.
Sold it for I think is that what it was?
Yeah,
I thought she sold
20%. She sold 20% for like 20 million or something like that.
Yeah, she sold her stake in it. She didn't own it outright. She sold her stake in it.
So so she never outright had any. She didn't have a majority from the beginning.
Damn, so they was making money off of her name?
That's disappointing.
Yeah, because if you remember when is it Byron Allen? Is that his name?
Yeah, Byron Allen, yep.
Remember how they made a statement that he was the first black person to own a network?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why they were saying that, because she didn't own it outright. Like, he owns it outright.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And she only had like, I think like 25% ownership on it or whatever. So
that's
crazy. Yeah.
And that was and this was through I was watching a guy named Antonio Moore. He's a lawyer in California. He's got a YouTube channel called Tone Talks, and I was viewing some of his stuff. He talks about economic numbers, gives great information. But yeah, I didn't even I know that. And then Tyler Perry did a deal with Viacom. They always doing these deals with the Jews over at Viacom. Same thing Bob Johnson did. So it just, man, it's like, man, you have to seize these damn opportunities, but there's no real code. It's like everybody's for themselves. They're like, I'm gonna do what I do, and it's like, the more you want people to have freedom, but and do their thing, but they got to understand what freedom is. Mm-hmm. You got to understand what freedom is, and you can't be just selling your company away. And so you see different things. You see how Floyd and 50 could have worked together. That would have been a great opportunity to get money together. Floyd, and they do get money. Floyd owns everything. As far as, if I'm right, he owns
Pretty Boy Productions. Pretty Boy Productions, Pretty Boy Floyd, all the camps and stuff like that. Yeah.
He teams up with guys, teams up with Al Heyman and guys like that. But he's seeing all the residuals, mm-hmm. and 50 Cent's getting money. I don't think he owns specifically everything, but he's out here hustling, and he tries to put himself in the best possible positions. But it's just sad, man, to see him. It just sets that they're setting an example, because then you see more guys behave in this same way because they think it's acceptable. Because as much as I want to sit back and laugh, it's like Lauren was saying, you don't want to be too much of a tight ass, but it's like, damn, we got to nip this shit in the bud, because you keep seeing it. You keep seeing the same thing over and over again. Mm-hmm. And these are from guys that are prominent, what I'm saying? Look like you, and that are prominent in the public. And we're starting, and you're seeing, like, you think this isn't cool. What I'm saying? This isn't cool. You keep doing this. This is not cool. None of this is acceptable. All that part where you're talking about family and stuff like that, and different personal information. I mean, you got 50 Cent talking about you're the reason Earl Hayes, that was Floyd's rapper. Messy. You're the reason Floyd. That's terrible. That's low down. There's nothing funny about that, man. There's nothing funny about that. I don't care, how the other guy feels. You just got to know when to say, it's not worth it. Just move on. Agree to disagree. Do what, what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of disagreements going on. You have a lot of guys saying stupid shit. Donald Trump says stupid shit every fucking day. But you don't see a bunch of guys just airing out. I saw you. That's why Ivanka was sucking the dick. You haven't seen that. Even with those ignorant fuckers in the White House, you still haven't seen that type of stuff. So it's like, that's complete invasion of privacy. It's complete invasion of privacy, and I think it's absolute fuck shit. Y'all got anything else y'all want to add to that?
Yeah. Honestly, I know you said that Floyd. I'll be honest with you. I can see Floyd doing that. Fucking old dude's girl. I can see Floyd seem like a dirty ass nigga that will do some shit like that. I can just see that shit in Floyd. So
I see that too.
I understand it's fucked up, but yeah, I can't say no more, because if I say no more, I might get fucked up.
when you're dealing with friends, it's like you diminish yourself when there's somebody that you're hanging around on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
This is who the company you made, and now you're desecrating their name and talking about digging up all the dirt on them.
Mm-hmm.
But these are the things you knew as you hung with this person every day. So that's real slimy. That's real slimy. And that's like you said, that's what men and women are doing. You can't just call it a feminine thing. Men and women are doing this crap today. There's no respect in it at all. So, Lauren, you got anything you want to add to it, man?
And that's the sad part, man. Like, I mean, you got two business moguls, you know what I'm saying, in their own rights, you know, and but it doesn't surprise me though. Like, that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, for as much as, you know, 50 time about Floyd can't read, I don't really recall 50 Cent having a Harvard education either. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of goes back to that whole mantra of, you know, they throw you a couple coins and you think you're doing something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
exactly.
like especially for those two, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I'll be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? You don't hear even things like this from educated black people. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear this level of petty. I'm not gonna say it ain't no petty. You just don't hear this level of petty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where they're gonna out each other and put each other's business in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where you take it too far, especially when you start bringing people's kids into it and things of that nature. Like, that's when it's like, man, y'all need to just relax on all of this. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, again, it's a shame, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, it's come to this and things of that nature. But, I mean, I'm not at all shocked. I mean, when you talk about 50 Cent, Floyd Mayweather, you know what I'm saying, in their minds, it's their world. They're going to do what they want to do. And it is what it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I agree with y'all, man. Just, yeah. We'll see how it works, man. Hopefully they can get this together. But yeah, we gotta stop this type of behavior. It's the same thing. This type of behavior is the same thing that it's put a death nail in the black conscious community. In the black conscious community on you know, as far as YouTube, and they basically, man, just a couple years ago, they were collaborating with each other. They were putting out great information, whether you believed, you know, information or not. They were coming from different points of views, different religions, ideals, you know, different type of things. They were introducing different things and having debates and stuff. And then ego got in the way. And then instead, and, you know, that happens. You know, you have disputes, you have different disputes, things like that happens. But then when it gets to, you know, you saw it with 50 talking about, you know, now they're taking it to the streets. You got guys pulling up on him. You know, Floyd got guys too, so it ain't like they talking about he checked Floyd or whatever. But you know, Floyd ain't. Guys ain't running up on Floyd about nothing. But yeah, you know, you got guys, they taking it to the streets and they want to start sending that element in and start talking about what goons they have instead of just agree to disagree. You don't see, like I said, you don't see. I like how James Prince moves. James Prince, hey, he's a street cat, and hey, he's a feared man. He don't, you know, people don't. They know when they hear that name, hey, you better come correct. Mm-hmm. But you know, James Prince doesn't put out that energy, though. You know what I'm saying? Even if that's the move he's gonna make, he's not gonna put out that type of energy. Right. You know, it's all about respect with him, and it's all about, you know, they'll go their separate ways, or they'll, you know, keep it on the low, and they don't want to present themselves in that way. But you know, keep the business, you know, going. But yeah, and it's a straight fuckery. I don't find it funny at all. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. You got
the last thing I want to leave off on this is ego is the enemy. Just everybody remember that. Check your ego at the door.
Yeah. Ego is the enemy. All right. So we got this young black lady, man. And I'll tell you where I'm going with this. We got a young black lady here in Oakland, California. You know what I'm saying? In the Bay. You know what I'm saying? Mac Drake. You know what I'm saying? Homie E40. You know what I'm saying? Too Short, the Jacker. Different legends, man. A lot of legends, man. So yeah, got young Nia Wilson, 18-year-old Nia Wilson, stabbed by a felon. Stabbed by we'll say white. We'll go ahead and throw the race in there because we'll tell you where we're going with this. But yeah, I'll read a little bit of the story for y'all. A violent felon was arrested in Northern California and accused of stabbing an 18-year-old woman to death at a Bay Area rapid transit, the BART station, officials said. Police, regarding an anonymous tip from a rider, found suspect John Cowell, 27, riding a BART train Monday night and took him into custody. So he was still on the damn BART train. You know what I'm saying? The attack unfolded at 9:30 p.m. Sunday when 18-year-old Nia Wilson was stabbed to death on a platform at the MacArthur BART station. Her sister, 26-year-old Latifah Wilson, was also wounded. BART Police Chief Carlos Rojas called it one of the most vicious attacks I've ever seen. Okay, so where I wanted to go with this is this it's a heinous act, terrible act. But is this a racist act? Is this racist? Is there enough evidence to pin this as it's been? And we know as Black people, like I said, you got to stay on top of everything. I understand where it comes from. I'm not mad. I'm not saying Black people are wrong for the outrage because, like I said, when you have a history of the things that goes on, it's like, hey, we ain't got to cover all grounds. We ain't standing for none of it. I don't care how small it is. But is there enough evidence to pin this as a racist attack?
You want to go first, Lauren?
Yeah, there's not enough evidence yet. At least I don't think there's enough evidence. I mean, there's got to be more backstory that comes out before you can say it's racist. I mean, you know, it could have been anything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, white dudes do a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? He could have said her butt was stupid. Well, who knows? You know what I'm saying? So there's not enough evidence to say it was racially driven. I think we have to be careful how much we lean to it because it's kind of like the boy that cried wolf.
Yeah.
You keep crying saying, you know, this is racial, this is racial, this is racial. The minute it happens, they're gonna be like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You keep screaming the same thing, like try something new. You know, so I wouldn't put this one on race until more information comes out. Now, more information may come out about his background, because I think that's what I would want to know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I want to know two things: what is his background in general, and what is his background as it relates to women?
Yeah.
Like, does he
that
have
makes sense?
You know, assault against women, and you know, he just took it too far. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I think it's important. I really do. I think it's important for somebody Black to uncover this information. You know what I'm saying? Just so if it does point to that, you know, they can attack it in the right manner. Because you start screaming race right now with no information, it's going to fall on deaf ears. You get his background and you'll be able to create parallels. Then you would kind of have more of an argument. So, not in this case. God bless the girl's soul, you know what I'm saying? And I hope her sister has, you know what I'm saying, a speedy recovery in multiple facets, because not only is this physically damaging, but
mentally,
more importantly, it's psychologically damaging.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I hope that if it's gotten to that, which I'm sure it is, your sister got killed and you got wounded, I hope that she gets some counseling. You know what I'm saying, to deal with everything that she's going through and everything that she will go through, because this is probably just the tip of the iceberg as far as, you know, everything that happens. I mean, you talk about a court case, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, it don't matter if you're the victim in a court case, it can be psychologically draining. you know.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, man, that's sad, man. Like, I mean, kind of you just want somebody to have a reason to kill somebody, like not just because. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I would like to uncover his background a little bit and get more of an understanding of who he is and, you know, what his criminal record is and, you know, different things. I mean, even his background as far as his home life, man, you know, maybe his father was violent, so he just has always been violent against women. You know what I'm saying? Decided that he wanted to do a little bit more damage this time, you know. So, and I would surely hope that there's no backstory to where he actually knew them.
Yeah, hope not.
You know what I'm saying? Because none of that was in the report of whether or not he knew them or not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so it sounds like just two people, random people with a sister and a sister. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really weird. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, not time yet, but definitely time to start digging up some details on the perpetrator.
Most definitely. Yeah. Most definitely. All right, Randy. What's up?
Man, honestly, only thing I really want to say is I understand people's animal instinct is to not really fear anymore. And like your antennas are always down and they're not up like they should be. Yo, that's gotta change, yo. Honestly. I got slight anxiety. So my antennas are always up. You know what I'm saying? I'll feel people's energy for real. So always stay alert, man. That's all I gotta say. Always stay alert, y'all. Because anything can happen at any time. And if you're not alert, just like that, you could be gone. Your family could be mourning over you and shit like that. So I mean, hey man, just stay alert, man. Just keep your antennas up, yo. Animal instincts need to kick back in. We had it back in the day and we lost them.
Yeah, that's very true.
I'm gonna see if I can do some research, man. Some further research, man. Let's circle back to this conversation in a couple of weeks because I want to do some research and see if there's more information out there that will either get released to the public or is public knowledge that, you know, I can
wasn't covered.
Yeah, because these type of murders are always the ones that just freak you the hell out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, interested. Very, very interested in this.
No, yeah, and where Randy was saying about to stay alert, I was about to go to that. Man, you got to stay alert, man, especially on those down here. It's called the Dart. It's the Dallas area, you know, some transit, just crap like that. But yeah, it's called the Dart. I know we had a car down here, and our car situation went sour with our first car. So we were taking the bus, catching the bus, you know, getting to our place of employment every day. And my girlfriend, she had to take a couple where she was at. She had to take a couple buses and trains, and she's out there early in the morning. You know, you're talking about 5 in the morning out there waiting in the dark. You know, and then even with that knowledge, good friend of mine named General. I worked with him at the Bed Bath & Beyond warehouse probably about 2.5 years ago, and he had a nephew that was murdered down here. Just randomly standing on the waiting on the next train. And they robbed him, but they struck him with a brick in the back of his head. So it's you have to stay alert. You have to keep your head on the swivel, man. Especially when you're in those places, because those are definitely, especially there's a lot of crazy, a lot of dope fiends and serves. They hang around those bus stations. Sitting around those bus stations, that's where they sleep at. A lot of them sleep at, or sleeping on the benches and different things and whatnot. So yeah, it's a lot of crazy guys. They said he's sat there, he stared at them, and After he stabbed him, he stared at them, wiped off his knife. So it just sounded like a deranged guy. And there's a lot of deranged people that aren't, getting classified as deranged. But yeah, I think we need more information before we jump into races. Now, like I said, I respect where it comes from because you just got to stay on top and you can't let nothing slide. I don't care even if it isn't. You know what I'm saying? I understand where it comes from, but like I said, when you're trying to relay, if you're trying to push that message to the media and trying to have them, side with what you're saying, I mean, you can't really just not necessarily but the media, but what I'm saying, the world, the viewers, and different things, other people that aren't privy to what goes on in the Black communities of this, whatnot, people that may not even have racist minds, but they're influenced on the things that they see on TV and the different media propaganda that's given to them. So yeah, it's better, it's better to have all the facts first before we jump, just straight jump to this, because what it looks like when you just jump from what the facts you have, it just looks like just a straight deranged man that was at the bus stop, seen two chicks standing there waiting on the bus. Hey, this is a perfect opportunity. It could have been anything. You know what I'm saying? His wife not fucking with him anymore. Or, who knows what it was? What it could have been.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I do want to point out is now a racial matter did get introduced into it, and that was within the Oakland news stations. I saw a clip of Mr. Fab out of Oakland speaking on it, but the way they showed the girl when they showed her the victim, that you got the victim portrait, they had a social media picture, and a picture of her, man. It was with a gun, her holding a gun.
That was some bullshit.
That's some straight bullshit. And like you said, it's stupid to be flashing guns, and everything. But kids do stupid stuff, especially the influence that's placed on young Black kids in the inner city. So they make a lot of bad decisions, posing with guns because it's the cool thing, certain things. But there was plenty of pictures of her to use, and for them to choose the one with the gun, it's just that just you already know what it is. It's not. It goes past even backing up a narrative, anything like that. It's just it's what they think. That's how they think of it. Because I've never seen anybody of somebody else's of another race have a picture like that put up as a victim picture. I mean, it showed her, mean mugging, got the gun and all that shit. It's so racial element that it was a racial element introduced to it as far as the news agencies. Yeah, as far as the media, the news agency, I didn't see it anywhere else as far as my knowledge, but I saw it in the Oakland. I saw it in the Oakland news. So yeah, they're helping fan the flames when they do crazy shit like that. But it's done for a reason. That was completely done for a reason. They don't want to get no sympathy on the situation or anything. But yeah, man, we got a world to heal, man. People out here are sick. So yeah, we got to stay on top of things. Like you said, like Lauren said, man, we gonna come back. We're gonna do some more digging on this and come back to this, man. See if we can get some more information, because I do believe there is there's been a racial war, but I believe there's gonna be more of a physical racial war that is brewing.
I said it a long time ago.
Yeah, it's on the horizon.
Yeah, and just one last thing before we move to the next thing. The media people, I need your cards pulled 100. Be 100 with y'all. Y'all need your cards pulled. Cause y'all wouldn't want nobody to come up on y'all Facebook or y'all social media platform and pull up a picture of y'all doing something stupid that you wasn't supposed to do a long time ago. Because trust me, people, the internet does not delete all your stuff. You think it deletes it. It does not delete it, bro. It's easy to get.
Yep.
Just remember that.
You see the situation with James Gunn, the Guardians of the Galaxy. Got all of them.
Yeah.
So, and those were terrible. I mean, I know it's a lot of people. They said he changed and he was an advocate for different things that were going on, but still, you gotta when you're saying stuff that just tasteless. I understand. You got comedy, but some things just you're talking about a 3-year-old getting fucked or sucking dick or something like that. There's nothing. I don't see anything funny about that. I don't see what's the ha ha. You around some people and somebody tells a joke. The fuck is the laugh in that? Where's the humor in that?
Right. And he tried to defend himself. I heard something earlier today. He said he tried to defend himself on that. He's like, that's back in the day comedy. No, back in the day comedy was talking about gay people and then calling everybody the word that rhymes with maggot all the time.
Yeah,
that was comedy back in the day. And all them dudes back in the day was damn near maggots.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
maggots.
Hey, yeah, you can't say the other word.
Yeah,
you get in trouble.
Yeah. All right, man. We try to see what time. Where we at? We at 10:40. We go keep going, but we'll see if we can. We got see if we can get to Sean. I want to speak on Sean Spicer, a little bit on Sean Spicer, but we may just kind of gloss over it. But I want to talk about this was regarding we had enough. We talked about Charlemagne. We know the different things, things that's going on with his case. Well, it's not a case anymore, but the different allegations. But there was a new clip that was put out on Charlemagne, and he talked about how he said he basically raped his wife and everything. And I understand what he was saying when he said it. And he had his wife come on the Breakfast Club and basically help defend what they said in that moment. I wish they took that moment, they were able to explain and give context and detail to certain things they said in that, but they didn't with the things that he was saying before the other different audio. But we'll leave that alone right now. But yeah, as far as this, I just want to ask the question: is having sex with a person who's completely drunk, can that be considered rape?
Who wants to go first?
Who wants to go first, yeah?
Oh, wow. Heavy topic. Wow.
Parental discretion is advised.
I can't really answer that. I'll be honest with you. I mean, you can't measure blood alcohol. You know what I'm saying? The day after. So it's it kind of becomes one's word against another at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, if a chick were to come the next day and be like, I was salty and well, what were you doing that night? And this, that, and the third. I mean, where you wasn't drunk? I said no. It's kind of like, well, you're not drunk now, so I mean, I don't have anything to go off of that as an officer of the law. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless I take a blood test.
Right.
Blood test. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna say no. As far as because
just looking as let's take it as let's look at it as we're young. Let's see, 18. We'll say 18. Yeah. We'll say 18 years old.
I was gonna go off of life experience, but
we'll say we're 18-year-old and you're in that situation, and however got there, the girl is drunk as hell. You know what I'm saying? You about to smash. Is this as far internally, morally, and internally? Would you look at that and say, damn, I may have just raped this girl?
I guess I have to say that I've never been around a female that was that intoxicated, and I wasn't either.
Right.
So I mean, I guess it's really kind of hard for me to judge. I mean, if I got a sober or relatively sober, like it's not even a turn on to me. You know?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like, if you sloppy, right? No, I don't. You know what I'm saying? But it is like it's something where something wrong with your standards. You know, I guess is what I would say. There's something wrong with your standards if you just metrics like it's just what I'm saying, like it doesn't make any sense at all. So no, I won't say rape, I'll just say weird.
Okay. All right. I mean, yeah. You said 18, so I'm gonna give you guys what's gonna be, I guess, a little story time or whatever. But
why she 18?
Breaking up, Lauren.
Yeah, you breaking up. You breaking up. Yeah. You said what? Yeah, you still choppy though.
Yeah, choppy. Think you got bad service. Better? Yeah, I hear you now.
That better? Is it that better? Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but it's choppy.
Girl, 18, and you 18, because I mean, like underage.
Well, we're not even gonna bring underage into it. We're just gonna say just a girl. Say you're both the same age. We don't even have to say 18. You're 18. Okay. Say you're 30. Two 30-year-olds. Two 30-year-olds are kicking it together.
You're weird. You're weird.
Yeah.
You're weird.
Yeah.
I mean, straight up, I can't say it's rape. I mean, if she goes and says she got assaulted, I mean, it's your word against theirs. But I mean, it's weird. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to work on your standards.
Yeah,
you need to work on your talking ability. But yeah, like I was saying, a little story time. This actually I've actually been in this situation multiple different times. But so what happened was it was New Year's. I just gave out a New Year's story because the other story is wild. But New Year's, this was what, like 10 years ago, I think. Yeah, about like 10 years ago. So New Year's happened. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was partying. Woo. Everybody was drinking. Drinks was flowing. And it was a girl. She was super petite. Y'all know super petite girls, like the really, really small girls.
Mm-hmm.
So she was super petite, and she was just taking shots back. And I was like, hey, Ma, you might need to chill. And I wanted to talk to her friend. I was like, hey, you need to tell your friend to chill. And her friend her friend talked to her. She's like, oh, I'm good. Don't worry about me. And so I'm like, all right, cool. So I was like, hey, she tried to talk to me. I was like, nah, I'm cool. Next thing I know, all right, this is me right here, right? Let's say this is me. And this is me, this is her, and this is my homie. My homie was staring at her like he was a fucking tiger, and she was a fucking gazelle, bro. And like literally, I knew what the fuck was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen. He was literally giving her more alcohol to drink, and then like she fainted. She fainted, and then she got back up, and then she started hitting her head on the wall. And everybody was just staring at her. And so I'm like, what the fuck? Why is everybody just staring? And I was like, I put my hand in front of the, like she was hitting her head on the wall. And I put my hand in front of the wall. I was like, yo, are you okay? You need to chill. I was like, yo, you need to sit down. And she's like, no, I'm fine. And I got her homegirl again. And her homegirl was like, her homegirl took her to a bedroom or whatever. And I guess she fell asleep for a couple hours. And the party wound down. It was like 4 a.m. Party wound down 4 a.m. Everybody was sleeping. Next thing I know, okay. I was like, next thing I know, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm asleep. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to watch over anybody else. I'm going my ass to sleep. I went to sleep. I wake up. She was cuddled next to me. And I looked at her like, the fuck? I was like, nah, that's not how this is happening. So I got up. And I went on the couch, and the dude that was, I guess, there, the dude that was giving her more drinks or whatever, because he was plotting on her the whole time. I guess what had happened was she woke up after I left, and I was like, yo, this is not happening. She woke up, or I woke up, left. He came in there, and then like 2 other dudes came in there, and I guess she was flashing them, and some other shit happened. But I was just like, damn. So the reason why I'm saying this story is you just gotta watch your surroundings. You know what I'm saying? Because like it easily could have been like she could have been like, yo, you slept with me, and I was like, wait, what? And I could have been fucked up.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, you gotta watch your surroundings. But yeah, I mean that's the shit. That's some shit that happened to me before. That's just a little story that happened to me because I've been through it a couple times.
So I'll say this: I've never fucked a girl that was sloppy drunk. Fuck the drunk girl, you know what I'm saying? I drunk too, or I may just be high. But they were coherent. They remember everything. It's not like, sit there like, hey, did we have sex or anything? So it was interesting because when I listened to it, I say first I said no, flat out no, but then there's levels to it. There's levels to it because, like you said, it's weird. I wouldn't. That's a tough one. That's a tricky one. I wouldn't say necessarily rape because the person makes that decision, as far as drinking and everything. But that is weird. That's weird, man. Especially when you're coherent of what's going on, and you're just feeding a person more alcohol so you can have sex with them. Like I said, it's not even a turn on. There's nothing you could get from a person that's sloppy drunk, doesn't know what's going on.
Right.
Like there's no unless you're that type of person that likes taking advantage, and I don't know, but I just don't see any that's just weird. So yeah, that's interesting, man. That's kind of weird, and I know it's normal. It's a lot of it's normal. It's been normalized. It's sick behavior, but it's been normalized. Like I said, I'm not gonna call guys rapists, but we got to start looking within ourselves, in these type of situations and think, is this right? I'm sitting up here trying to, like, if you're chilling with a girl and she getting drunk, and you know what I'm saying, and you getting drunk, and even if she getting drunk, she gets sloppy drunk, and you know what I'm saying, hop on top of you, and she doing all that still. I mean, I'm not gonna fault you for that. And like I said, that's where we get to dealing with gray areas, because there's certain stuff in between. And sitting right next to that, you got, like you said, purposely feeding her and here, drink some more. And so these are certain things where where the person around, the people around, the people in the party have to observe behavior like that. Because the people in the party, you know what I'm saying, we all know what's going on with ourselves. We try to lie to each other and, say and try to spin things, but we know what's going on with ourselves. But it's, it's up to the people around to call that type of thing out and say, hey, that's not cool. Because, it's a lot of times it could be that simple. You know what I'm saying? He could be like, you know what, that ain't cool. And then some creep motherfucker be like, I'm gonna keep going with it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's a gray area to it. But yeah, we gotta recognize these certain things, when you're at parties, you see a guy, he's just up there, he's just like, first, tell him like, hey, this could go another route.
Right.
And, she won't remember nothing and she could accuse you of rape. Then at the same time, it's like you gotta ask him, it's like, man, what are you getting out for that? I mean, look at her. She ain't even conscious. I mean, right. And that's that right there. Now that's where I say you call it fall. It's personally, I think that's where you start falling into the rape category. If she's there unconscious, from drunk, and then it's like you go over there, and it's like, okay, it's I don't know. That's a tricky one. And
it's something that you could do is be like, yo, is this okay? You can ask for permission. If you ask for permission, it'll probably take her off guard, and she'll probably be like, no. You know what I'm saying? And it could fuck it up, but you saving yourself. You know what I'm saying? You saving yourself from fucking lawsuits, going to jail and shit like that. And then she could fuck around, possibly say yes. And then you want to ask her again, is this okay? You know what I'm saying? Just to keep your ass protected.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, man, it's crazy out here. I've seen some shit. I've been up to some of these campuses, and It goes down with the jungle juice, my guy. It goes down with the jungle juice.
Hey, I've been right there in the mix, man. It's I think these situations, it's not, you know what I'm saying, the cast judgment is, you know, it's for past experience, for guys that have had this experience and you know, had this certain, you know, question these certain things. I think, you know what I'm saying, simple thing is, you know what I'm saying, and for people moving on, the simple thing is, first of all, if she's passed out, that's a no-no. Don't do it. But what we're speaking now is for people that have been in that situation. Can you be labeled as a rapist and certain things? And that's subjective. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's different gray areas. But I think going forward, the thing is you know, no, that's just no. I don't care how much you need some pussy. You know what I'm saying? This and that. It's no. And then on top of and then as far as if she's still has a level of, no, I'll say this: if she's still awake, if she's still, you know, awake, and I'm saying drunk, but, you know, still awake and everything, and want to have sex. Now, if y'all have had that talk and everything, and this is what it is, and like I said, this is stuff this is internal type of things now. This is where we get internal, or the people around may hear the discussion, but for the most part, it's internal between you and her, and the energy, God, man upstairs, or the energy around you, the earth. You know what I'm saying? This is between y'all. So this is internal, where you have to do some soul searching. And you have to say, you know, did y'all have this conversation already? You know what I'm saying? Did y'all have this conversation already? And it's just right. But if you sit up there, you know, you ain't even talked about nothing, especially if it's just some cat, you know what I'm saying? Y'all was at the party and, you know what I'm saying, she drunk as hell and she stumble on you. And, you know what I'm saying, stumble on you. Hey, he's like,
shit.
Well, fuck it. You'll go up there. Nah, I for me personally, that's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah, that's where my morals kick in, bro. Because a lot of people don't got morals. And when I tell you that shit's happened to me multiple different times, and I'm like, and I'm like, nah, I couldn't do that shit. Nah, because that shit just feels weird deep down in your soul, bro. That shit just feel weird as fuck. Like I could take advantage of this. Yeah. Nah, I ain't gonna do this because this could come back on me sometime or somehow.
Yeah. I remember there was a Puerto Rican chick, man. She was real good looking, man, and she had got I've been trying to, you know, fool with her for a while, man. You know, we flirt, you know. I don't say I'm flirting all that, but, you know, I try to get at her and she'd be like, oh no, but, you know, still be halfway fucking with me and everything, but, you know, she was bad, you know what I'm saying? But so she was you know, she married and everything. She was married and so basically it's like what the hell was I about to say? Yeah, she was married. Basically one night, you know what I'm saying, she had called and she was drunk as hell. And you know what I'm saying, and that's where all the drunk thoughts and everything and she started, you know what I'm saying, started, you know, talking about this and that, and you know what I'm saying, and I had saw her, you know what I'm saying, that was in the military, matter of fact, and I saw her and she was you know, all on me and everything and this, that. It's like, nah, this ain't even, you know, it ain't even cool. You know what I'm saying? This ain't even, this don't count. You know what I'm saying? She voicing her feelings and all this, you know, certain things. And you don't give a fuck. She was all over the damn place. I'm like, you drunk. Are you drunk? And she go, you don't give a fuck about me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, you know So you got a lot of cats that had that situation, man, and they'll be like, man, shit, perfect. Shit, I get it. I've been wanting to fuck that, but it's like, you know, people with morals, you know, me and shoot. That was what I was 18 at that time, man. In the Air Force, I was only in the Air Force, so you know, I didn't do long stint. I was, you know, I was built for it, but mentally, I was in another place. I had always, way you see me think now, there was seeds planted in my mind, you know what I'm saying, before that. So I saw certain things, and, you know, salute to the soldiers, though, you know, salute to all the soldiers. Now, yeah, man, there was no way possible. I mean, it wasn't even a thought, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, you looking good, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, as far as having sex with you, like I said, when you were sober and everything, you like, nah, you know what I'm saying? You're like, nah. I'm like, hey, let me knock it down. I was telling her just like that. Like, hey, I wasn't talking about relationship, no. I'm like, hey, let me knock it down. You know what I'm saying? I was saying, you know, the old little sucker shit. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, your husband can't do. Your husband can't do it like me, you know, all that sucker shit, you know what I'm saying, trying to downplay the husband. I was doing all that shit. She'd be laughing, but she'd be like, nah, you know what I'm saying, I ain't doing that. And then, you know, got drunk one night, and she was, you know, talking that talk, and I'm like, nah, hell nah. You know what I'm saying? I don't get no cool points for that. So, you don't get no cool points for that. So yeah, you gotta draw that line. But yeah, this conversation is more for the guys that have been down that road and maybe question themselves.
Yeah, man. Like literally, all this conversation was literally to teach y'all something. So hopefully, I got something out of this.
I got a teachable moment up in the podcast. Yeah. All right, man. We gotta just gonna be wrapping it up soon, man. We just got a couple more, man.
Right.
I just kind of gloss over this, man. You know, it's a little bit. You know, I'm not the most adept when it comes to, you know, all the political issues. I can see the you know, I know a couple things, you know, but I'm not the most adept. I'm not the guy to come to, but you know, we can see the cracks in the armor.
Right.
You know, the average guy here at the Average Guy podcast, we can spot the cracks in the armor, and it's a corrupt thing that's going up there at the White House. You don't have to know anything about politics to see that. You don't have to know anything about politics to see that. But I just wanted to give you know, show you just how the leaders of this country talk. This is how they talk. So we know this is the former White House press secretary Sean Spicer, and this is coming from the Splinter. This is the website, the Splinter, and it's dealing with Sean Spicer's BBC interview. It was and they cut into him. I'd happened to catch it. I said, I just wanted to dive into it. I want to keep the people informed just to see, you know, this ain't a debate about the president or should the president. This is showing you the cracks in the armor. This is not up for the debate. There's just certain things, you know, you just don't do. And we've seen plenty of things, Donald Trump just low down things and just plain out idiotic things that Donald Trump done. It just shows you the ineptitude of leadership. And it's not just you know, in this not just in this country, but around the world. Let's see. So we got a bit where the BBC's the reporter that was, you know, questioning him, interviewer Emily Maitlis, I think I'm pronouncing it right. This is just an excerpt from it. He said, "You played with the truth. You led us down a dangerous path. You have corrupted discourse for the entire world by going along with these lies," Maitlis told us stammering Spicer at one point. So those are pretty strong words. She also added, "This is the office of the president spouting lies or half-truths or knocking down real truths. And you were his agents for this for those months," she added a few moments later. So yeah, and how Spicer responded was, "I gave him the best advice and counsel that I could in private." You know, Spicer responded as if to say that lying in public and then allegedly attempting to half-heartedly right the ship behind closed doors are remotely comparable. Keep in mind, and you're doing this behind closed doors, and keep in mind you have a lot of impressionable minds. We don't even have to say young. We're talking about young, old, and everything. Impressionable minds all over the world that you're affecting, and different things, they're different ideologies that they're gaining. So yeah, basically, you know, that was just a little excerpt from it. And he basically said at one point that, you know, he didn't take the blame. I noticed it myself when I watched it. Y'all have to watch the interview. You'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, he basically didn't take the blame. You know, he knew this himself that the president was lying, but, you know, chose to stay, you know, silent and basically said. And then when questioned about it in the interview, instead of being a man and saying, you know, I did the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the right move, and that was cowardly of me. Now, this is what a man would say. That's what I would say. Hey, we all make mistakes. We're human.
Right.
But he turns into the spin artist that the government, you know, people in higher power that they've always been, throughout history. And he just basically said, that's not word for word, but listen to the interview if you don't believe me. He took no. He basically said, you know, that wasn't his responsibility. That's not his responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm here to tell the people, man, that's all of our. When it comes to different things, when it comes to different things, especially as high as the government, you're dealing with life. You're dealing with life in general. It's everybody's responsibility to make sure that the right thing is done in all aspects of life, whether it's government, whether you know what I'm saying, you're playing a game together, you know what I'm saying, play fair, you know, no cheating, because that shit translates to other things, whether you're on the job, you see the wrong thing, you know what I'm saying, wrong things, the injustice, anything, you know what I'm saying, you see that you have to, it's your job. You know, we live in this society where everybody's like, I'm just taking, as long as I take care of me and mine and all that, and it's like, but you know, you and yours still have to, especially yours, you know what I'm saying, even after you're gone, they have to go out into this world and you still have to deal with people. You have to learn how to deal with people. And that's one of the ways, calling out people on this stuff and doing it at the right time, intelligently, but you have to call out injustices. And this is just, you know, for him not to even take, you know, behave in that childish manner, well, you know, it's not my fault. And that's all these guys have done. That's all they ever do. And that's, you know, that's what this campaign has done. You know, Trump, you know, trying to buy the news outlets and everything. See, you got him on, he's trying to buy up outlets, trying to shut down certain news stories. So it's just a lot of corruption. But what's your take on it, Randy? You got anything, man?
Be honest with you, like you said, I'm nowhere near Angela Rye or any one of these analysts that actually like live and breathe this shit. So I mean, I'm here to only give my opinion and my opinion alone. So I mean, it's nothing new. Honestly, I can't really be like, oh, I didn't see it coming, because come on, I know I seen it coming. Everybody else has seen it coming. So it's nothing new. It's just everybody just needs to like I said, man, keep y'all eyes open, keep y'all blinders up.
I'll tell y'all it's a beautiful thing, because like I told y'all before, it's a beautiful thing. It's always better when it's out in the when open. Everything's all out in the open. So this is all, man, it's beautiful. It's, you know, it's got to get ugly. It's got to get ugly before it gets better. It's got to do some. Sometimes, you know, it's got to clean itself. The world's got to clean itself sometimes, and so it's got to take its course. Got to let, you know, got to fight. Got to fight, but don't you know, don't live in fear and everything. You know, a lot of things happen for a reason. But the silver lining is so clear in this case. It's like, you know, you've had so many just, you know, the presidents of the past and you know the judicial system, just everything from the banking system, everything. It's always been racist. It's always been corrupt. But you know, they've always managed to stay on code. And what you see with Donald Trump is he's completely off code. He's off code to where even the Republicans and, you know, and I'm not saying Republicans, Democrats are racist as hell too. You know, all of them, man. They're just they see this, man. Even the Republicans, the guys that would normally follow him blindly, you know what I'm saying? He could say anything and they'll co-sign it.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, I can't support that. I can't support what he just said, man. And he's not on code. I mean, I'll just say it that clear. He's not on code. He's way off code. He's and the you know, people who are already paying attention, they could already see these things, and they're just waiting. You know, like it's here, average guy, man. We waiting like wolves. We waiting like wolves. It's like meat, you know what I'm saying? Meat to wolves, because we like, God, got you. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Got you. Y'all exposing that chink in the armor. You know what I'm saying? And instead of a lot of people are getting, oh, this is crazy. This is terrible.
Yeah.
And, I mean, who would you want? Hillary? You got a lot of people that vote. You know what I'm saying? Just to say, you can't just vote to vote. Know what you're voting for.
Voting for. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, on the lower level, higher level, whatever it is. Yeah. And there's a lot of corruption on the higher level. You know what I'm saying? Just to where your vote may not even really. But try to focus on the lower level, if anything. But try to participate, play the game, you know what I'm saying? But they understand there's corruption. They have to agree on, on the voting rights just for other people. They have to vote on that, you know what I'm saying? They have to agree to that and renew that. I think almost every 25 years or so. So it's all a farce within that. And then you have all the stuff that was going on with Russian hacking and, people getting indicted on that, and they have proof, and it's just a whole bunch, man. But you got to take it as it's an absolute blessing, man. This is progress. This is progress. The fact, because this not only exposes Trump, but it exposes
everybody else,
the whole thing. Yeah. So people out there, who are locked in and seeing, what's going on, they'll know how to move. There's a lot of people that aren't, though. You know what I'm saying? But this is confirmation. So there's nothing ambiguous. I love using that damn word. Nothing ambiguous, or you know what I'm saying, no questions being raised. It's clear cut. Now this right here is black and white. I'm not talking about racial. I'm talking about as far as gray areas or anything. No, this is cut dry, black and white. This is complete corruption, and here's your proof. So take this for what it is, and let's build off of this. We just got to build off it. We know what to do. We know how to move. You know what you're dealing with. So that's the type of enemy I want. So yeah. And then a last thing, man. I want to get into this question, man, because recently, man, I've just noticed it's been fairly silent, man. Outside of Drake's album, he did great numbers. It sounded like people, it had mixed reviews, but he did great, man. He did record numbers. He's been putting out hits, man. I'm seeing him put the hot shit on the radio. But I mean, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm not locked in. Maybe I'm out of touch. But is mainstream, because hip hop will never die. It's street, but is mainstream hip hop dead? I got a notification, man, the other day. I saw the fuckery with a teriyaki sauce. I saw the fuckery with him, and then I see a new notification. Not notification. I don't notification, but in the recommended. Yeah. The recommended on YouTube, and notification is you got a video of him and Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, is that Fifi?
This is interesting. Let me see this. This is an interesting pair. Let me see what this is. Now, I personally, I pay attention. I don't miss nothing. A lot of people seem to like the song. I think it's absolute total garbage. Absolute total garbage. And I looked at the video and damn near wanted to vomit looking at this clown sitting there licking the ice cream or whatever.
That was wild.
Yeah, I wanted to vomit. Nicki Minaj, she's back to talking about the pussy popping and whatever when she was just giving another message at the BET Awards. How she
said Tuesday
change that with women. Oh, so you dived into that. Yeah. So it's like, man, come on, man. It's ridiculous, man. But I want to say, man, is mainstream hip hop dead? Because I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard any
mainstream hip hop. I would say it's not dead. It's the pulse is just very, very light. The pulse is real light. Now, if you want to go like not like when I mean light, I mean like the people that are famous, but like you're not gonna really hear them a lot. They're not gonna really get a lot of radio play. Yeah. It's a couple out there that got some good music. Yeah, it's a couple. But I mean mainstream, if we talking Drake, I guess he had that little stint where like it was like what he was on there for 2 weeks or whatever, a 2 week stint or whatever.
Yeah.
Kanye West, you know what I'm saying? They had that whole little fiasco, the good music. Who else? Who else came out? It was Pusha T. Pusha T had his little stint in the summer. But yeah, I would say yeah, it's not dead, but it's on life support right now.
Is this the lowest that hip hop has ever been at? As far as the pulse, is this the lowest it's ever been at?
I would say yeah. I would say definitely yeah. Yeah.
Because yeah. What was you about to say?
I was gonna say the song of the summer is fucking Lil Duval "Smile," bitch. And
really?
And you know he ain't no fucking rapper, but shit, smile, bitch.
Yeah, you said that's the song of the summer.
That's the song of the summer.
Okay, I haven't even heard it. I'm gonna check it out when I get off of here. But you said it said Lil Duval. That's funny. Lil Duval's got the hottest record out.
Yeah. That damn thing everywhere.
Yeah, because I was just man. Like I said, I looked at that. I looked at teriyaki sauce, man. I'm looking at Nicki. And, a lot of people they view it as it's a good move for a career. I think Nicki is she's grasping, man. She's grasping for anything and sit there.
My bad. Yeah, she's doing the same thing that she did with Ray Shrummer. Like back in the day, like when they was just coming up, and she didn't get. She that's what she did. She went to Ray Shrummer. So I mean, hey, I'm gonna say Teriyaki 69. 6ix9ine got a 6ix9ine's got a hit. He's got another one.
You like it? You like that one?
I don't. Nah. I honestly, literally 3 minutes. Like not even 3 minutes. Like a minute and like 30 seconds, and I cut it off.
Yeah.
Because literally, I got that Fifi. Got something super.
Video is absolutely horrible, man. I think that song. I think the visuals are kind of what really killed it. I mean, he wasn't talking about shit. He talking about catching the body or whatever. Yeah, I got they're talking about the Fifi and all that. Who are these names? It sounds like every one of his songs are a name of somebody. Like,
he said he's gonna make up just a name, random names, and he was gonna use them for songs.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Troll. Yeah. So yeah, that's consistent with his troll behavior. But nah, yeah, man, I was watching that, man. I was like, the video looks just absolutely just awful. All that color and the rainbow crap. It's like, I just want to throw up. And then he sitting there, got this fucking
ice cream cone.
Yeah, man, this freaking goblin licking the ice cream cone. Got Nicki Minaj's trifling ass, and she's sitting up there and man, that's shit, man. And she looked like she's grabbing. She looked like she's grabbing for anything right now. She's grabbing for any hit. She knows she can't put out a hit on her own, and she's trying to.
She tried 3 times, and they all failed.
Throwing anything at the. She's throwing anything at the wall to see if it'll stick, man. Like I said, remember we were having this conversation, man. I was like, Nicki Minaj, she can be great, but I don't think she's allowing herself to be. Yeah. She's too stuck on. She's trying too hard to be accepted instead of just doing her thing. But I think it'll show itself. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, from what I saw as far as the comments and everything, it seems like people liked it and they liked her verse, but they do this a lot. And I call these type of things out because I know y'all gonna be saying it's hot today, but then you'll hear another one. And the verse, the different songs and things that you did leading up to those things, those stuff count. So it'll be subconscious. You'll be like, nah, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? This chick trash. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think this is one of those things. It's like, they'll think it's hot now, and then she'll put out something else that'll sound just like it or sound, just more of a song about nothing, and it'll just be like, nah, you know what I'm saying?
I understand.
So, but nah, it wasn't about Nicki. I was listening, it wasn't about Nicki or 6ix9ine. It was just that I was listening to it, and I was just trying to, as far as thinking about who on top, you know what I'm saying, as far as radio play, because there's a lot of great artists, especially coming out of the different regions that are known in their region and on the internet. There's some great artists out here, but as far as, the big dogs, because you brought up good music, and they got it popping. Pusha got it popping. but I think as far as the rest of the guys and the albums that came out, they weren't marketed right. Like Kid Cudi's wasn't marketed right. And then you had this whole you heard what Kanye West said. That fool is talking about he said I'm never taking advice again for the rest of my life. He just said that today. He said, I will never in my life, I'm never taking advice from anybody in the rest of I don't know where it came from.
Why?
But yeah, I mean,
unless it's because of this Drake thing.
I have no idea, but I didn't think he took advice from anybody before, because that's how he keeps making these stupid, these stupid decisions as far as business, as far as his, shoes and clothes, and saying. And then you had the thing with the 7 tracks, and there was some backlash. He's going back and forth. Tiana Taylor was one of the most vocal about it, but I'm gonna do 7 tracks, and it was some good songs on some of those albums. Pusha had some good songs, but you were trying to push these as full albums, and these couldn't have been looked at as no more than EPs. You know what I'm saying? But you were, even Pusha said but even Pusha, went against Kanye like, hey, you sure? You know what I'm saying? Kanye was like, nah, it's genius. It's just 7. I hear the number 7. It's perfect. And it was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Nah. And then you had, like I said, no real promotion for Cudi. Tiana Taylor, she wasn't even pleased with her album.
She was pissed.
Yeah, she was pissed because her album was only 22 minutes, and I would be pissed too. That's not a good idea. So no, Kanye's been doing what the hell he wants to do. He's free thinker. He was the main one talking about free thinking. And if it hadn't have been for Charlemagne, for that conversation with Charlemagne, where Charlemagne was like, well, what do you think about this? And you got thinking. You saw where Kanye sat there and thought about it.
You started thinking.
Like, okay, you know what I'm saying? You're right. So what the hell happened in between now and then? It's like now you're reverting back, because it's not a new thing you're coming with. You're reverting. Right. Normal Kanye. That's normal Kanye. I'm not gonna take anybody's advice. I'm gonna do what the hell I feel like doing. But I would try to put it completely on Kanye. But good music, man. Good music had that, but outside of them, and then you got Wayne got released out of his contract, but
it's raps.
It's like it's like where's the music coming from, man? You got people talking about Floyd Mayweather, Ether 50. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent going back and forth, and you had I'll even say this much, and Pusha T had a good diss track, but his was just more like those type of Instagram and throwing like just saying like shock value versus Drake. Drake did what he said. Drake got surgical on it. Pusha had some stuff, but Drake got more surgical. But then we just so quick to throw out Ether and this and that, and it's like y'all. I think y'all doing this because y'all don't know what
right.
Y'all the bar is set so low. So yeah, man, I just like, man, it just seems like, man, hip hop is on just complete life support, man. Complete life support.
I mean, TDE. I'm looking forward to y'all. I'm looking forward to TDE. Shout out to Big Crit, Bun B, and T.I. They got a song coming out pretty soon. I think in the next couple weeks. Can't wait till that come out. So I mean, we need something.
See that, but see the songs. Those are great songs, but they need to be. See that they're not. Those aren't the songs that are being pushed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Because it doesn't have the typical. I don't know. All the typical formula. So. They're not. It's not getting the same push and back, and you'll hear it, you'll see it, but it's not getting that push. These songs are good enough for radio, better than everything on the radio, but they're not the songs that's getting the play. It's like, it's not the song that's getting the play and having to bringing the crowds out because people are used to that formulaic music. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, bro. I like I said. Lil Duval got the song of the motherfucking summer, Smile, bitch.
Yeah.
That shit rang off.
It's a banger.
Yeah, that smile, bitch. Smile, bitch. Come on.
Yeah.
That shit good.
Yeah, I'm check it out.
It's good.
All right, man. Yeah, we got down, man. I got down on the A mic today, man. You know what I'm saying? Take it over for Randy today, man. Yeah, man. Have some fun, man. Is there anything, man, you want to get off your chest or anything? I don't have anything. I laid it on the line. I can't think of nothing off top, but if I think of something, I will. But you got anything to get off your chest?
Nah, I ain't got nothing to get. All I want to say is shout out to but not shout out, but happy birthday to an old friend Brittany. Shout out to you. Happy birthday to you, 26. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute since I seen you, but happy birthday. And shout out to all the people that's been listening. Just let y'all know. I just want to let y'all know I love y'all. Hey, and all you gotta do is hit the comments. Make sure if y'all can't catch the live show, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit us on SoundCloud, iTunes. Make sure you hit us on the Facebook, the Average Guy Podcast, Grit Sports Media. I'm telling y'all, man, we coming. Like I've been saying. And tomorrow is I guess a full moon or full blood moon or some shit like that. The final full blood moon. And hey, I'm not all into I'm not knowledgeable of that, but you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my chakras back, you know what I'm saying, in alignment. So hey, yeah, that's all I gotta say. That's it.
Cool. Yeah, I can't think of nothing off top, man. Just stay focused, and see y'all, man. Y'all stay in tune with us. Tell a friend. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit us up on SoundCloud. Check us out on SoundCloud. Average Guy Studios, Average Guy Podcast. Got a lot of content that we dropping, and we coming with that fire. And we on the come up. Check it. Visit the Grit. You visit the Grit Sports Media.
Visit the Grit.
That's our newspaper. That's our average guy newspaper. So yeah,
oh yeah, and I will be in Chicago Tuesday, I think. Maybe Tuesday or maybe Thursday. One of the two. I'll be in Chicago. So if Corey will take A mic again, y'all get some more Corey.
Yeah.
So hey.
You'll hear more of the gravelly voice.
Unfiltered. You know what I'm saying?
My gravelly voice. You know what I'm saying? Hear more of the smoker voice, man. Yeah. But we had fun tonight. I hope y'all had fun. Is there anything else you want to add, Randy?
Nah, that's it, man. Just want to let everybody know I love y'all. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Don't forget, Grit Sports Media, man. If all your sports needs, we got it for y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, we got it. Make sure y'all hit that follow button, subscribe. That's all y'all got to do for it, boy. That's it.
With that being said, we signing off. We'll holler at y'all later.